Well, good morning. I am here at Home Depot this morning. I wanted to come and just look at some of their spring stuff and run in here and check out a few things. I am getting some projects done around the house. Today is Monday. Happy Monday. When I'm making this video, I don't know what time you'll be seeing it, but I'm glad that you're here. I'm always glad that you join me on my outgoings and my doings around the house and wherever I go. Yes, it's spring. Look at the red buds at Home Depot. Our red buds at our house are blooming too. Everything is looking good. It's kind of a gray, overcast day. It was like 88 degrees yesterday. I did have the grandkids more time this week than I normally do this weekend. So I just enjoyed them most part, and I didn't get a lot done. I have a lot of things on my list. Now it's spring. I like to organize. I like to get things together. There's been some good things going on around the house. My house is always full of people. If I have an Irish blessing, if I've ever had an Irish blessing, it's that my house is full of family and friends and love. So my house is full. It's spilling over. I've been working hard to try to organize some things, to decide what's really needed and what's not. My house is really small. My kitchen is really small. And I have a lot of hobbies. My son says, Mom, you're going to have less hobbies. Or he calls them hobbies. But the really useful things that I do around the house. And I have just got through making a batch of liquid hand soap. So I've got like 10 half-gallon containers of hand soap sitting in the kitchen. I've got to get those labeled, and I've got to get those stored. But of course I went outside, and there the bug bit. Whenever it gets spring and the garden gets beautiful and everything is busting out green, it's just so hard for me to stay inside. Now here at this parking lot, you can see all these trees they've got around here, and they're just blooming like crazy. Well, everything is busting out green at the house, and it's making me want to get out there and work in the garden. And there are things that need to be done at this time of the year. It's seed starting time. I haven't shared with you much of my gardening lately. I've been concentrating on other areas. But when spring gets here and summer, I'm really dividing myself between the household chores and outside in the garden. And I'll be sharing all that with you. I am going to start having another channel. It's called For the Love of Gardening. I hadn't shared that yet. I haven't really posted a lot over there yet. There are 3 videos, I think, but all of my gardening stuff I am going to start posting over there. And the name of that channel is For the Love of Gardening. Now, it's going to take me a while to get that channel started, because it's not easy for me to come up with all of the things that I want to share with you, to plan them out, to get the time to execute them. It takes some time, so that channel is not... Woo. I'm having to sneeze. Very sorry. I usually don't include my sneezes, but lately I've had a lot of sneezes because of all the tree pollen. So that's just part of this time of the year, isn't it? The tree pollen is heavy in our area. Yeah, but I'll share more with you about the new channel. I'm going to, of course, start uploading more now that it's spring and I have so much more to share with you on gardening. I'll still be sharing some gardening things with you here on Much Ado About Something. But the majority of the big gardening and things will be over on For the Love of Gardening. And so I'm trying to there are so many people that love the gardening episodes in Much Ado About Something. And then there are so many people that want to see other things. And I have, if you've been around, you know my channel is a unique channel in that I showcase a lot of different things. The whole description of my channel is lifestyle, which is an Appalachian. I'm an Appalachian. I'm from the Appalachian Mountains. And I so love those mountains and those ways and some old time ways that I was taught. And I like to share those sometimes, some culture of that area. And so the lifestyle part is Appalachian, budget friendly. I do everything on a budget as much as I can. If it's pricey, then I'll let you know. Budget friendly home and garden. So that's the whole description of the of the Much Ado About Something channel. It is a family oriented channel. Now my husband and I have 3 children. We have 2 boys and our baby girl who has grown up and has babies of her own. So we have 3 grown children who are out with families of their own, and we have grandchildren. We have 6 grandchildren who we love very much, and those grandchildren are dear to my heart, and I make as much time for them as I possibly can. I did the same thing raising my children because that was important to me. So we are a very family-oriented channel. And for the love of gardening, we'll just focus more on the gardening section and not so much of some of the other things that I share. I've got herbal remedies. I harvest herbs. I love to forage. Donald and I forage for a lot of our herbs in the areas that we know around where those are safe, and I make a lot of things with those. I am an avid tea drinker. He drinks coffee most of the time. And we've been married for 44 years this year. So we have a long-term marriage, raised 3 grown children. I have grown children with families of their own now, and we have 6 grandchildren. Now, over the weekend, we have one daughter that dances, and she had her competitions over the weekend. So we had her sister and brother at the house for the weekend, and we had a really good weekend, but we were all wore out from it. That's how it goes. Anytime you put energy into the things you love, it really takes, you got to rest, you got to recover. Well, Mondays are my day off. You probably know that if you watch my channel, and that's when I get out and kick around the neighborhood. I get out and kick around the stores. I'm sorry. I had a piece of lint on my mouth. But yeah, Mondays are the days I get out. It was beautiful in my little neighborhood. We've got a little historic town. They have built a new town hall probably maybe 10 years ago, and now we have a new fire station. And our little town is just getting cuter and cuter. It's got some pretty little houses, historic houses and things there in the main part. And I was driving through there this morning thinking, what a really cute little town we live in. We do live close to a bigger city. That's where I'm at today. I had to stop and get gas. With gas increases, it's about $5 more than I usually pay to fill up. Luckily, I don't burn a lot of gas because I don't go a lot of places. But, I like to keep my car filled up, and I like to have it ready. It took about $5 more to fill it up than it usually did. So a little gas increase price there. I am at the Home Depot right now. It's not too crowded. I love to come on Monday mornings to different places in the area. Usually it's not really crowded at all. I can kick around and do what I want to do, and I don't have to worry about a tremendous amount of people. So that's wonderful. I'll show you the parking lot. It's just, just sparse. It's not overcrowded. I'm right here. Towards the front. I am going to look at different things. I know it's time to start the seeds. I don't start the seeds early. In fact, I have begun to really like to ground sow, to go ahead and sow my seeds in the ground instead of starting them too early. I don't have a lot of space where I can really keep seeds so that they get enough heat and warmth and sun to get started. And so I just have went ahead and resigned to me starting them a little later in the season. Now I've got the seeds starting to itch. It is there. I'm ready. I'm ready to get some stuff growing. I already have some cuttings and things from some bushes around the house. I have those starting to give to my friends and family that want some cuttings of that beautiful camellia bush that I have out in the front yard. So I've got some of that going, but I really hadn't planted any seeds. Now I've looked around. I love perennials because you get so much bang for your buck. They come back year after year. But then there are some special things about annuals that are worth planting. So I love to plant certain annuals. There's just so much going on. There is a man riding his motorcycle. Look at that. Look at that motorcycle right there. He's going in the store. He's going in Home Depot. I love to see the spring and summer things that's going on, the motorcycles and things, a lot of the little razors and different kind of, specialty rides that people have. They start coming out in the spring. So be careful and watch for them. I had my dad, who passed away, had a motorcycle for most of our life. I mean, he really loved his motorcycle. And then I have 2 brothers that ride, and I always think about them this time of the year. Be careful, watch out for the riders, and be conscious of they're not as easy to see sometimes as another vehicle, but be cautious of them. Give them the safe distance, and keep your street in front of your house, keep things clean. Don't blow debris out there that can cause them to have an accident. I just think about them. Just think about the motorcycle riders. They'll be coming out at this time of the year around here. Well, let me go in here and get started and see what's going on at Home Depot and see if I can get my list. Got an airplane going over, but there are birds. I don't know if you can hear them. It's just like at my house. There's an extreme amount of birds here at Home Depot. I don't know where they're at, but they're really a lot of birdsong out here. Now look outside what all they've got. I'm just gonna mosey around there and look real quick. Get rid of these carts. Myself set up here where I can go over here and look. Oh my goodness. They've got the Emerald Arborvitae. I don't have room for this. I did buy one that was on sale to use outside and pot it. But these are $59.99. That's a beautiful, good-sized tree for that. How tall is this tree? I'm not sure. Oh, 4 to 5 feet. Yeah, that would get a beautiful hedge going. Those are beautiful. They look well watered. Look at this little tree here. They've got it trimmed up. That would take a little maintenance to keep it trimmed up. It's a patio peach, a bonfire. Ooh, you put that in a container. That would be beautiful. These are flowering and shade trees. I do not have very much room for any kind of tree to be added. But those are beautiful. Over here you got more fruit trees. We added a peach tree, a year or 2 years ago, and the squirrels got all of the peaches last year. We got 1 peach, and that was it. All the other dozen that was on there, the squirrels just took. Now let's see, they got perennials right here. They got a little reminder about a perennial to plant once and it'll come back every year. And boy, they're pretty. I'm working on my son-in-law's flower gardens, and not my son-in-law, my brother-in-law. We got a little bee out here pollinating on the Home Depot plants. But he does want some phlox. He wants some phlox to go in his flower beds. And this would be a good start. We are going to the farmer's market. Here's salvia for $16.98. I do not regret the salvia that I have in my garden. It is beautiful. If you're looking for a border plant, this is a good border plant. Gotta watch my purse. I'm out here in the city, and I can't take for granted that my purse is going to stay where I put it. Gotta stay kind of close to it. Look at this pretty little thing. It's a golden dewdrop sapphire showers. I don't even know what it is, but look at it. They got it in a topiary form. That would be beautiful. They've got their halar. What is this? I always have a hard time saying this. kohlrabi. And then look at these beautiful ferns. I love ferns in a garden. I only have one side of the house where they do good, where they grow really well. Let's see, this is pretty. Love, love, love. This light green, it does well in my garden. I think I'm gonna grab one of these because it's like a spot of light to me to have those pretty flowers. And those flowers right there are just as gorgeous as they can be. Cinerias. What are these? Yeah, it's the same. Pretty, really, really pretty. Pinks and purples. Dianthus. I love dianthus. They come back well in my garden, and they've never been a disappointment. What is this? Oh my goodness. Lithodoria, $8.98, and it's blue. That is beautiful. Love those colors. Think those would be great to have a spot of blue in your garden. I am going to the farmer's market to see if I can get some plants for my brother-in-law's garden. But this, I guess, would be the good place to get the phlox. This smells really good. It's creeping phlox. He said to go ahead and do the garden as if it were my own, and so that's going to make it much easier. So I don't have to worry about if I'm getting him the right color or not. I'll just pick the colors that I think goes with the garden scheme, and that'll be fun. Here are some little geraniums. Some different plants. Not going to buy too many plants. We've had a fall summer. It got really warm and then it went down and got really cold. Here are marigolds, and if you've been around, you know I start my marigolds from seed. They are so easy to start. They're only $4.98. If you've got a tight budget and you don't have but just $15 or $20, go for this. These are $4.98. You can get you several of these. There are 8 plants in this container, and if you got 2 or 3 of those, that would make a big impact. These bush out. They bush out, and so they'll cover a lot of space. Be a budget-friendly alternative. Look at those. Those pretty little daffodils forced into that little wooden container. $19.98. So it's just $20. That would be what you would probably give for a bouquet of flowers. A bouquet of live flowers. Look at those. Those are adorable. Pretty. Now we're going in and I hear music playing. So I don't know how much I'll be able to share with you inside. Looks like we got some birds inside too. They've got all their early annual plant starts. Plant each year for seasonal color. So there's a lot of this that's out. Several rows of it. Different plants. Azaleas. I think my brother-in-law did want azaleas. He wanted 2, and he wanted red. And I don't see red. I see a lot of pink. That's a pretty pink. Let me look on the other side. pink knockout roses. Now these are a good rose. I have one. Excellent. Easy to grow. Has not been a disappointment. Look at these little trees. Little Japanese. Maples. He has expressed interest in the Japanese maple. There are plenty of them here, and I'm going to have to come when Donald can bring the truck so I can get a few things loaded up for him. I'll have to make a whole separate trip and pick out plants for him. Rhododendrons. Look at that beautiful rhododendron for $79.98. They get big. They have a gorgeous bloom. They are toxic. Now my Carolina jasmine is just putting out right now. Here's a little Carolina jasmine for $14.98. That's a great deal. Love that. So many good choices out here this season. It doesn't seem like it's always this many good choices, but it looks good today. Oh, I see some red azaleas, but I don't see many of them. May have to just go ahead and pick those up. They're $29.98. The red azaleas. Beautiful. Beautiful things out here today. There's the butterfly bush. I don't have a butterfly bush. I don't feel like I have the space for it. I think it takes up a lot of room. Well, I got back from Home Depot and I got back from Walmart. I had to run to Walmart, and my screensaver, I had dropped my phone and broken my screensaver. So I ordered one off of Amazon, and even though it was the right phone model, the screensaver was just way too small. So I had to run to Walmart to get a screen protector. A protector. I can't go without one because, you know, I record on my phone. I do my videos on my phone, and I can't just be without a phone. And I can't be without a protector because I drop it a lot. It's a known fact. I drop my phone. Sometimes I have my phone in my hand and I have to make a decision whether to drop the phone and catch something else, or there's a lot of reasons. But I got there at Walmart and they had this screensaver right here, which is the one that fit my phone, and I could not be more happier with this Protect on screen phone. I mean, it was just, and the guy that helped me, I don't know if his name is on the receipt or not. Let me see if it is. He was a great helper. He just really was. I looked myself into the electronics and I couldn't find what I was looking for, but he did. He really helped me. His name, the manager's name is William. That wasn't his name. I can't really think of his name. I should have made a point to get it so that I could share it with you. But the screensaver was only $18.33, so it wasn't really expensive. It was nowhere near as expensive as if I had went to the phone store where I purchased my phone. It would have been $60 for a screen protector, but this one was $18. So I am so happy. Got that put on. It was really easy to put on, and I can go ahead and make a video with my phone. I only got just a few things at Home Depot. Let me go and show you what I got. Well, I'll just throw in these two things. I got this Fresh Step deodorizing crystals. It's in the cat section, and it helps with your kitty litter. If you know, you know that I have kitties. I have 3 cats. I have my cat Cookie that I've had since he was a kitten, and then I've got Sunny Cat that I rescued. My family was getting rid of him because they have other cats and they were chasing him and harassing him. So I said, I will take Sunny Cat. And now this is Sunny Cat. He's happy right where he's at. He's snoozing on the foyer banister right here. This is Biscuit. She's the baby cat, and she's spoiled rotten. And this is Cookie. He's just laying down here relaxing, not wanting to be bothered. Biscuit's gonna bother him a little bit. Hey, sweet face. Hey, buddy. Well, anyway, they got Smarty Cat organic catnip. This is the catnip I love to put on their tower in there. And then I got the Fresh Step deodorizing crystals that go in the litter box, and they make the litter box smell a whole lot better. And because I forgot the toilet paper at Sam's, I had to buy the toilet paper at Walmart, because you know that's something we can't do without. Gotta have it. So I picked that up today. That one will not in no way last as long as the ones from Sam's, but you know, when you have to have it, you have to have it. And as hot as it has been, the wind is whipping up and it's feeling really chilly tonight. I got this $8.98 Lithodoria because of the blue color. I thought it was beautiful. I got this green apple twist perennial, the Dulce. I thought it was pretty. I think I'm going to set this over here in this little greenhouse cover because it's cold. I don't want these to freeze, and they were out in the greenhouse section of Home Depot. I also got these 2 coconut liners. You know, I always use these basket liners from Home Depot, so I picked up those 2 liners. I'm going to set these in the greenhouse. Of course, it's not a big greenhouse over here. It's just a little greenhouse. And this is where I sometimes set things. I'm going to go ahead and put these in, keep them out of the weather. It's not quite time to put them out yet, and I don't want them to freeze. So I'm just going to zip them up in here. I didn't zip them up tightly, just enough to be protected. I'm glad I didn't buy all those plants for my brother-in-law's garden because it's just too cold out for them tonight, and I wouldn't have been able to get them up there. It's even colder where they live, about 10 degrees colder, so I'm glad I didn't buy those today. I'll just leave them out there in a little covered greenhouse at Home Depot, and then me and Donald will go pick them up in the truck. I wanted to work out here today, but I had some errands that I needed to run. There was no way I could, got something on the lens, hold on. There was no way that I could get out here today because tomorrow I'll be able to do it early in the morning, hopefully, and that'll work out better for me. But I do have something to show you. I don't know if you remember, I have had a lot of videos, and I've shared with you that I need a potting shed. I've got a lot of things out here and I really need a potting shed. Let me cover this up real quick because the wind's going to blow my pots away. Yeah, if I don't get those pots covered up, this wind, I don't know if you can tell. Maybe I'll show my neighbor's flag. You see that flag, how it's blowing over there? It's really windy. You can see the trees moving if you look close enough. It may be blowing a storm up. We'll have to wait and see. But I've shared with you how I really need a potting shed, and I put down these stepping stones over the last year, and I was telling you that these stepping stones would lead to my potting shed, and lo and behold, there it is. He got it put together. My son and my husband, one of my sons and my husband, they got the potting shed put together. I couldn't be more pleased with it. I cannot wait to use it. It's going to be great storage. I'm going to be able to put all the tools that's in the front in it and get it loaded up. Look at that nice latch right there and these nice handles. I'm just as pleased as I can possibly be with this lifetime storage shed. But it's now here where it needs to be. I've got more cleaning up to do around here. It was more than can be done in a weekend. I've got my stepping stones leading up to it, and I will get all of my plants and everything that I've got. I'll get it figured out, and I'll get them all the tools and things that's beside of the porch over here. All of the tools that stay beside of the porch will now have a home. I'll be able to put them into the storage shed, and this is going to look so much neater right here beside the door. That 88-degree weather that we had over the weekend, well, it's gone. This is Monday, and it is really getting cold. We'll probably have to turn the heat on again tonight. But it feels so good to have a storage place that I can put things, many things that need to be put out in this front yard. I'll have a place to put them. I'm as tickled as I can be about it, and it's really an answer for me out there in my front garden. I'm enjoying that thing to no end. Well, I am going to go in here and continue to get some things done that I need to get done today since I don't have any kids. I do want to start decorating for spring and Easter. I think in one of the totes outside I had a spring and an Easter wreath in there, so I'm not going to put it on tonight because this wind is blowing like crazy. It may be across the street or at somebody else's house if I put it out there tonight. But I am going to look through and see what I have to go out and get ready for the spring and Easter. I'm kind of decorating with those together this year because, you know, rabbits can be spring for them, they can be for Easter. So I'm looking forward to doing that soon. I can do that before the kids get here. I've got a lot on my plate, but you know, that's exciting, right? I'd rather have too much to do than not enough. I'm glad that you sorry, starting to speak a different language. No, I am so glad that you're here, that you joined me today, that you watched the video. I hope it motivated you. At the very least, I hope it entertained you. Thank you for joining me today, and like always, until next time.